Hold
was
on.
the only one that,
Hold on. You
died.
moved to the glory hall?
What?
Oh wow, look at that.
Oh,
You moved to the glory hall. It's called the glory hall, boys.
you can thank one man for that little...
I'm not letting this go. It's called the glory hall. It's right there. This is the glory hall. I don't want to be here, boys. I've seen how this works. What'd he do, Patriots? I don't like Patriots. I'm sticking with Patriots. I hope you're all well. Just literally drove right behind a highway maintenance truck, and it's so loud. It's only gonna be a short one this time. There's nothing more. I'd say, to be honest, like in everything in terms of games, real life, things have just been progressing. We've had some massive ups in terms of Arc Extinction's out. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people didn't like it. I've sent the 2 keys, by the way, to 2 people in Patreon. One of the chaps actually said, like, I'd prefer if you didn't say it in the video, like my name. So that's fine. I don't get it, but no, it's fine. The 2 keys have gone out anyway. We were talking on stream last night. I had a drink when we were streaming last night, because obviously, as you are all aware now, Stan Lee died yesterday. 95, he had a good innings, man. He had a good innings, but like I put it in a tweet, is I've not been offended. Like, people are sad when people die. That's natural. People are sad when their celebrity heroes die, or people they idolize or look up to die. And obviously, I'm sad, you know, when a lot of the people that I idolize die. But when Stan Lee, it had to be expected. Like we say, he's 95. But when it came through on the news, it's like Stan Lee's died at 95. I was heartbroken. Really, really heartbroken, to the point where it was obviously on a night where I'm streaming, and I had to cut the camera off on stream. When we were talking about it straight away, I got really emotional, and I could feel my eyes welling up thinking about it. And it may seem strange, and I didn't want to talk about it on stream, but obviously it's I could tell you here, it's fine. Is the reason why I'm so upset by it is not just because I like superheroes and Stan Lee created superheroes. No, it's because I had a very, very shaky, I'm trying to term this lightly now without sounding horrible, I had a shaky childhood. My parents argued and fought all the time. I had a big brother who had a big man complex, who actually used to, when he was with his mates, I didn't say beat the crap out of me, but like he used to like tease me, pick on me, because I was just a fat kid. And through all this, and then eventually like my brother moved out when he got a new house, and I was left with my mum and dad arguing. I was really, really depressed, and for my mum and dad, it was kind of like an easy fix where they just get me comics, and like you know this will distract, and it did. The comics distracted me from everything that was going on. I used to sit there and like fantasize about being a superhero or having these powers that some of them have, and that was my transition into loving comics, is the fact that it wasn't a specific brand or a specific superhero or villain. It was just the fact these worlds, and they were so different, and the people are strong and weak for different reasons. And just listening to, I mean, a lot of the stories, like I mean, I'm relating to DC ones now. There's a writer called Eddie Chow, and he did a lot of the DC story arcs based on his life experience as well, because obviously he had a rough childhood. And I think what I related to the most was things like Spider-Man, and especially Wolverine when I was younger. Wolverine's my favourite superhero, purely on the grounds that, not just because it's cool or it's edgy, I mean, I'm going back to being a little kid now, but because Wolverine used to get the absolute crap beaten out of him, and he'd still get back up. And I understood that level of fortitude when I was a kid. And that's why I looked at that, and that gave me hope, that gave me inspiration. It's like, you're upset, you're depressed, you're down, you know, you're being picked on. I even got picked on in school before, like, I mean, I'm talking like before I met Mike now. And these things of getting hit and getting knocked down and getting back up again, I aspired to it, and that's why it opened this world of comics to me, and that's why I've actually, to the point where I can't remember the actual phobia it's called now. It's a type of needle phobia, but it's the phobia of needle punctures, like from injections. I got that phobia, that's a different story for another day. But I'm terrified of needles, but I've got a tattoo sleeve all down my arm of my favourite superheroes, because the crossover of getting through that phobia while making this sort of artwork based on things that have maybe not saved my life, but saved my sanity at least. So yeah, that's why I was really devastated. This guy, I'd never even met him as well. It's like I put in the tweet, I've lost the biggest hero that I never got to meet, because that guy saved my sanity and possibly kept me on the straight and narrow and never even knew it. And that's the power that comics have. I've literally just pulled it to a shot now, but yeah, I mean, that is why I was upset. Oh man, I'm getting sad thinking about it now, but that's, you know, he's had a good innings. He was loved by everyone worldwide. My boy Stan. Just came out of the shop, then I realised that intro was a little depressing, but to be fair, I like it. It's the stuff about my childhood, that's the first time I spoke about it. It's not like a big secret, I don't keep it secret. I mean, everything's fine at home now. Mum and Dad are fine. They actually went through quite a bit of counselling and they got it all sorted out, which is the main thing. But yeah, that is literally the origins of why I like comics and why I miss Stan Lee so much. But anyway, sorry guys, I'm sort of at a roundabout here and it is a mastiff cluster F. I'm having it. You can wait there. But yeah, in terms of things like games, let's get onto that now. I think I spoke about it a little bit earlier. People are not happy with the new Ark DLC, Extinction. I can see why, but I can also see the fun in it, because I mean, we used to play on a server called Ragnarok. Ragnarok's a big map. It's got all sorts of different biomes, locations, materials, ample places in all areas to settle down for a base. Extinction doesn't. Extinction's basically Earth, which is messed up. It is messed up, and they've got little domes. Like there's a frost dome, there's a desert dome, and there's a forest dome, which actually is being destroyed and is now hundreds of feet underground. You have to fly down or glide down or actually try and find the path to get down. But people are not liking it, and I've got to be honest, I didn't at first, but now I am. I mean, the bases that we used to have compared to what we have now is, to give you an example, when I was on Ragnarok, I built my base. We always, like I say, all the time, we start in a spawn area, we build together as a community, we get a couple of levels, we get a couple of resources, materials and items and dinosaurs, and then we branch out. And on Ragnarok, let me just put that down, on Ragnarok I went to the snow biome. I just love the snow environment, it's awesome. But on this one, if you want to build in the city, which is like a destroyed city, it's the safest place to build. You're not going to have this picturesque base like I'm used to. You've got to do with what you've got. So, don't get me wrong though, there are a couple of places, like there's a lake, where a lot of us actually sort of, when we left home base, we call it, I think 3 of us built around the lake. Like my boy Renok always builds a spa. He builds his base with enough beds for every member of the tribe, a locker with a full ghillie suit in, and he tames them all a bird, an Argentavis, which is basically the best creature in the game. I will debate that to the end of the earth, that an Argentavis is still the best creature in the game. He built that on the lake. I was looking around and I was thinking, I'm going to build in the snow dome. I'm not going to call it biome, because it literally is a dome now on this map. But then I thought, I have to go through a wasteland to get there. I don't know if all resources are in the snow biome. I'm kind of going to be stuck if I am. So I built in the city, but I found like a tunnel. And I've cornered off the tunnel. I put massive steel gates either side and built my base in the middle. I'm still actually building it now. I think I went a bit grandiose with my design plan. But yeah, a lot of people are not enjoying it because of that aspect. Because we also turned up the level of the dinosaurs. That's a big issue for people. But also, I will say this, I don't like the way that the new drops work. In the other games, there used to be a drop, you used to go and collect the drop. It was simple as that. The colour of the drop dictates the quality, and you just go and get it. In this one, it spawns, well, a pod drops from the sky, then you have to defeat 5 waves of dinosaurs to get the pod. But some of these pods are ridiculous. I think we did one. We did a yellow spawn, which is the second best, and we managed to get 4 of 5 waves out of the way. We had Xerxes on a T-Rex with another T-Rex in follow. Renok was on a Spinosaurus, which is a huge, like, lizard kind of T-Rex hybrid. Keys was on his Argentavis. He's built his Argentavis for war, and that thing can shift. That thing can sling a talon. And I was on my Snow Owl, which is a new creature to extinction. A Snow Owl is fast, it can dive bomb like a griffin, but it also has an ability where it can encapsulate itself in ice, and all of the creatures and people surrounding it, those people then get hypothermia, but they also heal. So in between the waves, people would gather up, I'd dive bomb down in the owl and heal them, or I'd heal them on the fly, but we could only get 4 out of the 5 waves done before we had to cut our losses and run, because the 5th wave was not pretty. But I'm excited though now. There's so many new dinosaurs in this game. I think there's one called the Gacha, which is basically a big sloth that eats everything. Everything. Crafted materials, raw materials. Its favourite food is actually owl turds. Yeah? Apart from Element, which is like the best thing in the game. But those are cool, and there's loads of other ones as well. I think they've done a good job. They're still, here's the thing that I love in a game as well, they're actively tweaking, testing, putting things in, taking things out on release. Because obviously they've had a closed beta and open beta, they've tested on a small scale, now it's free range. People are finding exploits and bugs, or, you know, things that need changing, and they're actively doing that, which is amazing, and it's really nice to see that. So yeah, Ark's in a good place right now. Final Fantasy, I have nothing but love for that game. I have nothing but love for that game. I capped my Dark Knight, which is a tank, last night, and I've moved on to the next one. I'm probably, if I'm on my own, I'm going to cap my Dragoon because of my Estinian man crush. Estinian's a Dragoon in the game. But I'm going to level another tank as well. I really enjoyed leveling, playing my Dark Knight. And I've got my tank crush on my boy Trathor, who's capped nearly everything, who's got I want to say a Marauder or a Warrior, which is one of the tanks, and he's doing that, so I'm going to do that next. It's so good. You know, so many people have actually played 5-0? Nope, ambulance. So many people have jumped into Final Fantasy and been like, you know what, here's the thing, there's 3 tiers of people. There's one of them that's like, dude, this clicked with me straight away, I love this game. There's the second one that says, it started off really slow, but I'm loving this now. And the third one that's like, I'm going to pack this in because it's really slow. And to those that like the third type of person, I've said, look, just give it a chance. If it's not clicking with you, that's fair enough, you know, each to their own. But just give it a chance, because it is a generic, I say generic, not in a bad way, it is what an MMORPG is. There is a grind. You're not going to get all the tools of your trade early on. There is an intricate story, which a lot of games don't have. I've just pulled up at home earlier than expected. Never mind. But it's an amazing game, and I'm looking forward to more. We were speaking about it. I was drunk when I said it, but, you know, I stand by it. We're going to do like a Christmas competition for those that are actually playing Final Fantasy. So we're going to give away some of the mounts, some of the huge whale mounts. Or even just something off the Mog Station. The Mog Station's the website where you can actually buy additional cosmetics and things like that, or level boosts, story skips. In fact, I'll keep it open. I'm not gonna, I put it on the whales because the whales were really funny, but we'll keep it open. So like something off the Mog Station, you win, there you go. You can have some of that. Why not? You know, it's Christmas, I can give a little bit back. What else is actually out this week? Pokemon's out this week. I'm still really excited for it. And the Detective Pikachu trailer dropped as well. That looked well good. That did look really good. I was sort of uneasy at first. It's like, if Pikachu doesn't sound like Pikachu, I'm going to be grumpy like a child. But then, like, Ryan Reynolds can just bring joy to anyone, and he has done. So I'm actually looking forward to that as well. That's going to be really cool. All in all, I think that's it for the week, team. Like I say, it's been pretty uneventful. There's new games coming out. There's new games that have come out. I'm still loving life in Final Fantasy. Again, not meant as an insult, I've not even gone back to World of Warcraft since, I think, 2 weeks now. Maybe even more than 2 weeks. And I'm really not bothered. I'm not looking forward to anything that's coming out for it. The people that this is going to sound a little ranty now. The people that are like, oh my god, this is going to be so good, and they're a YouTuber or a content creator, is a shill. Because it doesn't look good. It looks rehashed, but a sprinkling of a different flavour on it. And I just can't get that excitement back. I don't know what it is. It hurts, you know, it hurts because I love this game, but I'm not going to force it on me. The more I force myself into playing that game, the less I'm going to enjoy it. I mean, a lot of the people who raid with us, I mean, we're coming back when the next raid drops, but a lot of the people that raid with us are actually, a lot of them are playing Destiny over Warcraft at the minute, and I'm happy about that, you know. Maybe there's a bit of life in there, but I'm still happy where I am in Final Fantasy and Ark at the minute. But yeah, all this hype for the new WoW content, I'm not feeling it. And let me tell you for why. I'm trying to do this really tastefully and respectfully, because I'm not looking to make a rant out of it. It's the same problem that Destiny 2 had. They took all these things away from you to drip feed them you back so that you're grateful for it and it looks like a new feature. These abilities are now off the global cooldown. Yes! Awesome! No, not awesome. Should have never been on the global cooldown. That's the problem. Yes, awesome. It's that reaction. It's not awesome. Should never have been a problem. Should never have been on the global cooldown. But I think the more I think about that, the more it annoys me. Because we're going to see more. We're going to see more. This is now off the global cooldown. This is now off the global cooldown. Yeah, not for me. I do hope that it picks up and brings back its player base. But right now I can't see it. It's going to take a lot to pull me away from Final Fantasy. Because there is so much life in that game. This has been a really downer kind of episode, hasn't it? I'm sorry, guys. I didn't actually mean for it to be. I mean, the ups for the week are, I'm happy where I'm gaming. I'm still meeting a lot of new people in Discord who actually joined from here. And they're playing, a lot of them have started to play Final Fantasy with us. They've dipped a toe in Ark. A lot of them haven't stuck around because they're not feeling it. But, yeah, it's been a lot of downside as well. It's been a lot of downside this week. I don't know, man. I think this week's going to be better. I think we've hit a low of the low, so that this week can only go up. I think so. I think that's the way it is. You've got to stay positive, haven't you? But anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you there, team. And as always, if you ever need me, you know where you can find me. Deuces. Boo.